Julie, and I'm back with part 2 of my gratitude tag flip. I'm showing you all the tags we made in part 1, and I will link that video below in the description, so if you want to see it. That little leaf I added, it's a hand-sewn little puffed up piece that I just punched a hole and added when I made that pumpkin on the front. I was doing it. Here I'm showing you the word grateful I made with my happy jig, and I wanted to attach it to the front of this little book, but I really was underwhelmed by how it stood out. Like, it just was too big and it just blended in too much, so I'm not going to be using it. Here's an acrylic or an acetate piece I have. I think it was a stamp backer, and those stamps were not good and they're long gone, but I kept this acetate piece and I thought it would be perfect to add here to this little flip book I'm making. Grab this piece of green pleather, and I'm going to use my tag topper die to cut out a part to go along with this acetate piece. And just like the last time I used it, it doesn't cut all the way through the pleather, but it does make a nice scored line, and so it's easy just to cut out with scissors. You just have to punch the holes out and it's ready to be used. So I'm going to use this plaid paper. It's from Simple Stories, and I thought it would compete with the acetate piece because there's so many colors going on it, but when I put them together I thought, no, it doesn't compete at all. It really makes the printed part stand out against the plaid. So I am going to let the acetate piece just kind of float free against the paper. I'm just going to attach them at the top with the tiny attacher, and then I'm going to glue on this tag topper. And the best way to do that is to just cut the hole first and then glue the tag topper on so your holes will line up on both sides. There we go. And there's our first tag. Okay, so I did pick up this book. I think it was free. And it is a damaged book. One of the pages is ripped. I'm showing you right there. But I thought it had some really great images for fall. So I'm just kind of deciding which one I want to start with. I'm using my hands to kind of get the visual of how big the tag would be, what it would look like. And I am going to go with this little rake with pillow leaves on it, and I ripped it out. Not the best rip job, so just trimming it off. I am going to leave a little bit of that cream colored border there on the part I've cut. And I'm going to add I'm showing you I like the little card that's still on the back. I'm going to add I'm using one of my corner choppers there to make the tag corners cut. But I've got this glitter die cut leaf sticker roll, and I'm going to use that on the edge where I left some of that cream color from the paper from the book. And I decided the tag was a little long, so I don't put the trim all the way to the bottom. I am going to cut it off here, and yeah, definitely like that better. I pull out these chipboard pieces and I find that little blue scallop circle that's been floating around my desk for a while, and this piece says falling leaves, and I'm going to glue it right on there. Now I'm going to make a reinforcement for the tag out of this wood paper. So 2 holes with my 7/8 inch punch, and I'm going to hold them together and punch them right in the middle with my regular handheld punch. And punch a hole in the tag and glue them on. It's ready to go. Now I'm going to pull out this fabulous sticker sheet here that goes along with one of the collections I have from Echo Park. And I've got this piece of book paper here. It's pretty fragile. Like you crease it, you fold it and it just kind of breaks. But I've decided to use it here with this little pumpkin sticker that says, "In all things give thanks," and I'm gonna make this little shaker card tag using this tool. I had seen this technique over at one of my groups, Pink Crafty Cottage. One of the members over there gave a tutorial, and this was one of the things that she made, and I just had seen it before somewhere, but this is the second one this is the first one I've made that since that tutorial, and I really like the technique, the ease of not having to pull out my fuse tool and try to make a shaker and everything. The only thing you want to make sure you do is use a good adhesive, like glue stick is not going to work in this instance to hold the tool closed. So I'm using a good double-sided tape here and just putting it on all 4 sides. And putting it in the middle of my tool that I've cut according to the size of the paper. I'm going to start peeling off the adhesive backing and sticking it all down, trimming off any excess as I go so it's not too bulky. And then when I've got 3 sides glued down, I'm going to start putting my sequins in. So fun fact about my mom is she has made probably over 100 of those felt Christmas stockings with the little appliques and all the glitter and sequins and beads that goes along with it. And so this is all her excess sequins that she's collected in her lifetime, and I've given some away, but this is a lot of the leftovers. So I did find this one bag that had extra large sequins, so I'm pulling out just the gold ones and gonna get those guys in. I'm not sure, what is that, green? I'm putting green in right now, and I'm going to put some of the brown ones in and some of the gold ones. Just using fall colors to make it festive and fill it up. I did have these leaves that are acetate with gold on them, and I stick one in and I really don't like it. It kind of just I don't know, it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like a leaf when it's in there. So I decided to take it out and just use some of this gold. There's so much loose gold sequin at the bottom. I'm just pinching some and putting them in. And at this point I'm done. So I'm gonna peel off the last piece of tape and stick it down. I like those falling leaves on the back side of this yellow plaid paper. So that's what I'm going to use to cover up all the tulle. I'm just going to glue that piece of paper down on top of the back of the shaker card that I made, and that also reinforces that book paper. Since it was so delicate, it gives it a little bit extra strength, and I just want to make sure there's enough glue on it to hold all the pieces together. Loving how that is turning out. It's so cute. That little pumpkin sticker is super cute. I think I said it already, but I'll say it again. In all things, give thanks. And the book page, it's got some words on it that you can read, but you really can't tell what the story is about. So that's a plus too. Now I'm just making a topper for the shaker, somewhere to put the hole. So I'm just using a couple of pieces of paper and cutting one bigger than the other and folding them over and making like a topper like you'd make for a bag or something. And those two pieces just fit together, and you just glue them together. And glue them on. I glued them up a little bit higher than the actual card that I had made, so that I wouldn't be punching a hole through everything, just through the topper itself. And then I'm grabbing a couple of these stickers, and I'm going to decorate the top. I thought that acorn, but then when I got it on there, I didn't really like it. So I used a little leaf and a little flower, and it's done. And there's the 3 tags we've made. I'm really looking at these stickers again to make my next tag, and I like that little jar with the mushrooms in it, but I already have a jar with mushrooms that I made last time. So I picked up this little plaid tree, and I was thinking about putting it on the brown paper there, but I don't know, it just didn't quite go. So then I tried this aqua paper, the one from Simple Stories, and yes, that is the winner. So I'm just gonna stick the tree down onto the paper, and I just fussy cut all around it. I'm just looking for some words to put on it, so I grabbed this sticker sheet again, and I do find some words that say grateful for you, and I'm just looking for something to stick it to. I find some tan shimmery cardstock, and I cut it into a little flag shape. I've got some enamel dots I'm working with to decorate it. I realize it's still not quite enough, so I grab another piece of paper. This is just a cut-off strip, I think, of some wood grain paper, and I make another flag to go under it to layer, and I'm happy with that. Those two contrasting browns. Actually, it's three. The sticker is brown, then the shimmery tan, and then the wood grain. So it makes it really cute there. And then a couple of enamel dots, and it's done. I do suggest gluing on the enamel dots, even though they're stickers, or else they'll probably pop off at some point. And then I'm going to make a hanger for this one. I've decided not to punch a hole in it. So I've got this very sheer aqua ribbon, and I'm just going to make a little loop and glue it on the back. Very, very simple, but yet it adds a whole nother layer of texture to this tag. And the only thing I'm going to do on the back is grab a piece of this wood grain washi and just cover up the edges of the ribbon. And that's it. There's 4 tags. Loving how that shaker turned out. I feel like I used just the right amount of sequins. Usually I use too much, but this one I didn't. It just shakes around so nice, and you can still read what the pumpkin says. I'm just taking a moment and just adding them all to my tag flip, and I think I'm done, but I'm not. So stay tuned. I remembered, I think at this point, well, actually, I'm sorry. I'm decorating the front cover, or the front pumpkin there. I remembered that I wanted to put some words on there about thankful or heart. So I've grabbed my sticker books here, because I remember, I think the Maggie Holmes one has the word like grateful in gold, because remember I tried to use that wire word grateful that was too big that I had made. And so I'm just looking for a smaller grateful here. I even tried my own handwriting, and it turned out, but it looked homemade, and I didn't want, all homemade on this whole book. So I found these words here in one of the sticker books that says thankful heart. So I'm looking to stick it on the pumpkin, but it is just a clear sticker, so I need something to be behind it to kind of give it some strength. And I remembered I had kept some packaging pieces, the clear packaging, and so I end up sticking it to a piece of clear plastic and just cutting around it, and so now it has like some strength to it, some body to it, and I'm just going to glue it on the front of that pumpkin. I don't use a lot of glue. Like, I just used I'm going to stick it right there on the side. I just use a little bit of glue to keep it on there. Like, it can be removed pretty easy because it's just fabric and some clear glue. This double-sided adhesive. Like, I think you could take it off and it wouldn't hurt either the plastic packaging or the felted pumpkin. And I think that just adds just the right amount of words right there on the front with a little bit of shine to it. Okay, at this point I remembered I wanted to add a pocket of some sort. So I did grab an old library card pocket and a library card, and I'm just going to decorate it up. So I'm grabbing that brown paper there, and I'm just going to cover the whole front of the pocket, glue it on and trim around it. I'm looking for a piece to cover up the top part, and I end up with this polka dotted piece. Okay, I'm going to measure it and cut it a little bit longer than needs to be so I can hopefully tuck it down into the pocket itself, and so the seam is not obvious. I'm really loving how those two complement each other, the brown and then the polka dots. Very cute. So I'm just going to glue it down and just trim around it to make sure the edges are nice and even. I do grab this book page again from that little acorn book I had cut up previously, and I'm using some of the words off it because they seem to fit right onto the front of this pocket. It says, "Finally, little oak decided to rest. His branches were tired and drooping. His leaves were dropping. Even the flowers were sleepy." And so I'm just going to back it here with some of this teal and aqua polka dot paper. I'm going to round the corners. I'm going to pull up some, looks like gold washi and some lace, and that is just going to finish off this part of the tag and give it lots of layers and textures. And then I go for these chipboard stickers again, and I'm going to grab this leaf and stick it right there on the corner. Love that. Oh, how cute. Love that. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the library card itself, and I'm going to grab this sticker here that says "Find Your Tribe." And then I'm looking for some letter stickers to put a title on the card, and I find these old Dear Lizzie ones in aqua or mint green, and I put the word "thankful" at the top of the library card. These stickers are pretty old, and I after I made this, they started to fall off, so I did have to go back and re-glue them. So it's always a good idea to glue your stickers down even though they're sticky, because over time the adhesive does get old and sometimes they fall off. And then I grab an enamel dot here and use it to finish off the word "thankful." tuck it in. I'm going to punch a hole to the corner or offset, and I'm going to hang it in my book. And I'm grabbing some trims and ribbons, and I'm calling it done. Thanks for watching.